I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the Village, Facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch.
The child shall lead them.
To buy our merch.
Buy our merch!
All right, so we are sadly on the last song
Sadly.
for our Middle Earth DJ stream. It's
Yes.
been extremely interesting. Conversation has been spicy.
This is the spice stream.
Yeah.
This is the spice stream, ladies and gents.
The last song on the list that we have is The Well, Mortal Bones. Unfortunately, the lyrics are not online, so the big homie snagged them from the CD for us. So thank you for that. And hey, what happened? Where are we?
Just talk.
We've disappeared. Ah. Anyway, so we are going to start this song, and Vinny is going to put the lyrics right on the screen for all of you to be able to see. So
We've returned!
here we are.
Yo, what's good? What's good? Shout out to Applejack, my big homie. He bought himself a little mug. Yo, Applejack, you in Chi-Town, bro? You in Chirac? Stay inside, bro. Okay, guys, here we go. This is, what's the name of the band again?
The Well.
The Well,
The song is
Mortal
Mortal
Bones.
Bones.
Let's go.
2014.
The ancient Egyptians built an incredible complex of temples that were in reality astronomical observatories. The temple of Amun-Ra, the sun god and creator, is aligned so that its axis points directly to the sun.
Twilight Zone guy.
Dance through the sky.
ridiculous on this song. Exiting my sixth and seventh sense. Holy schmaloli.
Very interesting.
This is the most. This stream, unfortunately, we're coming to the end of it, is the most audience interaction we've seen ever.
Yeah.
And when I say interaction, I'm specifically talking about I'm getting this record, I'm downloading this song.
Yes.
I mean, these were risky picks. In my opinion, they were risky picks because the mix on paper doesn't go well. He's got Natalie Merchant, then he's got a Doom song here, a thrash song here, and you're expecting a lot from your audience to be able to kind of switch gears mid-air like that. So I thought it was very risky for him to do, and people are just loving this shit. And again, these are bands we wouldn't get an opportunity to do in a regular reaction format. So,
no, we wouldn't.
Holy shit. And you know, Seven was talking about the fatness of the bass. I was in the hospital, and that's when I discovered at the hospital, actually, because there were these old timers, because they let me have my guitar. So I just got into metal. I had my guitar, and some guy was like teaching me some licks and stuff, and I was like, oh man, thanks. I was like, what'd you do? He's like, oh, I play bass. And I'm like, oh man, that's badass. And he's like, no, it's not. And then he told me about Justice for All, how they muted the
really?
Jason's bass.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I was like, oh man, fuck bass. They don't know anything. Because it was, you know, saying he was an OG. I didn't know anything about metal. So I was like, oh man, we don't need bass. And then like, it wasn't until I got to this channel. It wasn't until I actually got to this channel that I developed an appreciation for bass. I don't know if you remember this, but I wasn't even going to put a bassist in our band.
Yeah.
I was like, man, we don't need that shit.
Yeah.
But man, wow, it really adds something. It really adds something to the experience of the song, that bass, especially when bands decide that they're going to when bands decide that they're going to feature the bass, like Korn, there's a couple songs where Korn, you could tell where they're like, all right, Fieldy, you know what I'm saying? And I have come to love those songs, but again, that's something I did not discover until this channel. Like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
there's so many things that you learn. We've got a link to Patreon, Viv.
I'm about to pay.
So we'll put that on there if you want it. You got to check out Justice for Jason. Oh wow. Okay, so that would be Jason Newsted. Okay, so they've got a Justice for All record that includes the bass. I'm assuming Justice for Jason.
Oh.
Lyric.
Because you had that Justice for Jason on that shirt.
Oh yeah, I know.
So I thought that there was something. I was like, oh yes, there's some movement that's really cool. But okay.
Yeah.
I'm back with you guys.
Dance Through the Sky. Thank you so much, Viv. You want to support the channel. I really appreciate it. We got the
link
Patreon.
3 times there, so.
We got the Patreon link there. And remember, guys, there's multiple ways to support the channel, not just monetarily. Obviously, monetarily is appreciated, but, retweeting something, sharing a video, liking a video, commenting, subscribing. I love the hell out of Vid for wanting to be a patron. I just don't want any of you to feel bad if you can't. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So like, share, comment, subscribe, retweet, all that jazz. It's all appreciated. But yeah, we've got the Patreon link there if you're interested. What did you think the lyrics were about? I have a basic idea.
You can just go over them with me because I don't have a friggin' clue.
So Rod Serling is the dude from Star Wars, Star Trek. No, Twilight Zone. Mm-hmm. So he started the song first, and he was talking about Amen-Ra, which is the sun god.
Yeah.
Wrong one. I'm gonna go back to that at the beginning because I think it set the.
The ancient Egyptians built an incredible complex of temples that were in reality astronomical observatories. The temple of Amen-Ra, the sun god and creator, is aligned so that its axis points directly to the sun.
Okay, so it starts talking about that, human religion, that type of situation.
Yeah, I got lost thinking about UFOs and aliens and stuff when I was listening to it, so I didn't really know what it's about.
Because that's what we're into right now.
Yeah.
UFOs and consciousness.
Yeah.
Really is what we're about right now.
Yeah.
So I think what it is.
And
so
truth.
he says
I'm on a big search of truth too.
He says, "Dance through the sky, bathed by it." Did you hear Bruno's thing about truth? So the correspondence view, right, was that which exists outside of mentation.
Mentation.
Right, like a mental exercise. Right.
Okay.
So the moon exists whether or not you perceive it.
Yep.
Is a sort of a correspondence view of truth. The moon exists. That's a true statement to a correspondence person because the moon truly does exist in reality, whether or not you're thinking about it. Mm-hmm. Whether Tom Brady is the GOAT or not is an opinion because another person's mental state can affect the status of that fact. Right? So a person can say, no, Peyton Manning is the best. No, LeBron is the best. So that changes the truth value based on mentation. But the moon being there, whether you see it or not, has nothing to do with mentation. It's just there. And then Bruno came up with what he calls the coherence view of truth, which is a thing is true if it fits our base presuppositions or something like that. Well, remember, he believes that the only thing that's real is consciousness.
Okay.
So the moon cannot exist in any sort of in the correspondence sense. In the correspondence sense, the moon can't exist because if everything is consciousness, then there is nothing outside of mentation. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I think so.
Meditation is like a mental exercise, thinking.
Yeah.
So if everything is consciousness, then the correspondence view of truth doesn't work. Because for that to work, you would have to have it without mentation. And since everything is mentation, then that can't work. So he basically says whatever fits in with our base presuppositions is just very, very interesting.
Is it?
It's massively interesting.
Okay, let's talk about it more later.
That was part of that 4-hour discussion.
Yeah.
Because I thought the correspondence view of truth was impenetrable, and I still think so. Because even though everything is mentation, he's not accounting for the fact that there has to be a singular reality outside of consciousness, unless he says that consciousness is eternal, which we haven't finished the show, so I'm not sure.
Right.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Okay, so dance through the sky, bathed by atomic light, higher that they climbed, quicker that they died. So it looks to me, I think this is a history of religion.
Oh.
I think that's what's happening. So Amun-Ra and the ancient Egyptians, like the sun god is the first and most worshipped deity in the world. Mm-hmm. So that's the beginning. Mm-hmm. Bathed by atomic light, higher that they climbed, the quicker that they died. And I'm assuming higher that they climbed would be the more and more they got into that type of religion type of thing, etc.
Yeah, okay.
By a mountain made by man comes a flame from the sand. I'm assuming the mountain made by man is talking about a pyramid.
Well,
because a pyramid has a mountainous type structure. Applejack's talking about Apollo. Apollo would be the Greek version of Ra, the sun god, right? Mm-hmm. So, yes.
Comes a flame from the sand?
I'm assuming that's part of the religious rituals of Egypt.
Oh.
Right? Because the other thing is that fire was also a deity that was worshipped. As a matter of fact...
well, look what it says over here. Seated on the mountaintop, born of fire, living God.
Yeah. Yasser Qadi was talking about it. There was a subset of people that were fire worshippers that ISIS was just completely annihilating. I forgot the name. It wasn't the Kurds. It was another group of people. But yeah, I mean, they were literally fire worshippers, which again makes sense.
Look, it says ISIS.
Yeah.
Wait. Okay, keep going. Just
ISIS
go with your explanation.
is an Egyptian god, but the worship of fire makes sense.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Because if you perceive the sun as a ball of fire.
Yep.
When we discovered fire, however long it was in the evolutionary whatever, we discovered fire at some point. Mm-hmm. And we saw all that it could do. Mm-hmm. I mean, aside from the wheel, the mastery of fire, I think, is probably the greatest invention that human beings have ever come up with. Aside from the wheel. I think the wheel is the greatest invention, and I don't think it's ever going to be... I mean, literally every technological advance we've ever had has come from the wheel. But...
Oh yeah,
fire.
No, I would agree with that. I'm just not sure if the second one was
fire is a very, very, very close second. And
we've used it for so many things.
But you would look at it as a piece of the sun. Because the sun is just a ball of fire. Yeah. And so it kind of be like, here is a gift that the sun has given you. Oh. On top of that, in the Bible, you didn't hear a lot about lightning striking. You never hear about lightning strikes. What you hear about is fire from heaven. Mm-hmm. Because when a lightning bolt hit, it creates fire. Yep. So I understand why people would worship fire. When I first heard it, I was like, this is ridiculous. Worship fire? What? It makes complete and perfect sense now. And you know, fire has never really left the religious mind.
No, it has not.
Right?
No, it has
because, you know, it just got consigned to hell. Right? It's like, oh, you want to worship fire? Okay. Well, that's where everybody who worships fire goes. How's that? So, of course, I think the fire is metaphorical. But I do think, though, that...
it's interesting when you think about the burning bush.
Yes. I agree.
Okay.
That's very interesting point about fire with the burning bush, considering Moses had just come from where? Egypt.
Yes, exactly.
Right? So that's a good one. And then what does God do?
Fire doesn't consume the bush, but the voice comes from the fire.
Sadak.
That's not consuming.
And then on top of that,
look, I'm greater than that.
Correct. And on top of that, one of the plagues was that God shut down the sun in Egypt. Mm-hmm. So it's like it's very, very interesting, the interplay between the two. Right. And then, of course, the legend of Prometheus, who came down and taught us fire and then was punished by the gods because of it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's also...
On the ground below stood the kin of the crow. So that would be mortal human beings. Because the crow, you know, the that god that has the crow's head in Egyptian lore.
I feel like it's from... Oh, yes. it doesn't he have that little? No, that's
That's That's Anubis. Anubis.
that's the
that's
jackal
Thoth. That's right. Thoth. Okay, so Thoth is wisdom
me a
and all
picture.
that, and he's got a crow. He's a raven or a crow.
Yeah, but show me a picture of him.
Well, there's Thoth right there.
Oh, yes.
So he's got the.
Okay.
So there right there. He's talking about Thoth, the god Thoth.
Okay.
When he talks about the the kin of the crow.
Yeah.
Below.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming he's referencing Thoth there. And here's a picture of Thoth, guys. There's Thoth, right? And so he's writing because he's wise and all the rest of it. Casting mortal bones, destiny unfolds, seated on a mountaintop, born of fire, living God. I'm assuming that could also be an allusion to Sinai, because what happened at the top of Mount Sinai
That's right.
was flame.
Yeah.
And there's that thing in Egypt right now, and it's got the whole
burned.
It's burned at the very, 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 very top. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
So seated on the mountaintop, born of fire, living God. Out in the fields before Isis they kneeled, unsung God from Mars, may you sleep beneath the stars. And then it says, bowed before an empty throne, human race now alone. So before he was seated on the throne, now the throne is empty and the human race is alone. I'm assuming that last line is about, hey, we've advanced beyond all this bullshit, and now we know that there is no Thoth or Thor or Anubis or anybody. The throne is empty, the sky is empty, the universe is empty, and we're all alone in the universe. That's what he's saying. So to me, it was just like tracking from the beginning to the end of religion in his mind is what it looks like to me.
Yes, I can totally see that. Wow.
So
That's such a lonely ending.
Well, it's kind of anticlimactic, and you know how I am about character development. Like, I
Yeah.
wish they would have developed it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Although, Mars is a god you identified with, so I know you got a poll on you, boy, if Mars is who you're identifying with. Staying safe, bro. Get your people out of there and move to Florida, man. Seriously. But, I mean, I'm with you, though. I feel you. I understand. Yeah, like it just seems like I wish there would have been a little bit more, like maybe another verse that says, we found, whatever, and a poetic way of saying it, but like all these gods, and then the last two lines is, hey, we're alone.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe we're misunderstanding it. Because, yeah, I feel that exactly. I feel like anticlimactic is the way. And then I just felt like lonely about it. What do you mean?
Yeah. CB, we should collab on a song though. We should collab on a song, like a rap song, for real. You can say anything you want. I'll probably shout out Jimmy Dore in the video or whatever.
That'd be great.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a sudden. The last two lines were kind of sudden for me. Like I was looking for other lyrics and stuff.
Absolutely.
But I loved what they were doing. And the other thing is, it might be a concept album. So
right.
if it was the first, if that was the first song in the concept album, then it's setting the tone, and then everything gets explicated.
That's true.
Either way.
How do we know? Yeah, that's true.
I thought the end was great as is, but to each, like from a literary perspective, because when I look at the lyrics, I'm looking at them as like literary pieces. So I'm hearing my English teacher saying, Vin, this is kind of sudden.
Yeah.
And then she would say, maybe you want to rewrite that. And I'd say, okay. And I'd rewrite it. And she'd, you're the best writer in the world. You're the greatest. Everybody sit and listen to what Vin wrote, blah, 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 blah. Go ahead.
The other thing, too, is out in the fields before Isis they kneeled, unsung God from Mars, may you sleep beneath the stars. You know how this might be a complete stretch and maybe there's nothing that you can connect. Remember there was that group of people that they said like on the comet, you could jump on the comet if they had a whole group of people drank stuff so they could go off on you know what I mean? Like here they are out in the field before Isis they kneeled, unsung God from Mars, may you sleep beneath the stars. What do you mean sleep beneath the stars? And then all of a sudden bowed before an empty throne, human race now alone. Like
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I have no clue. But anyway, so, what do you give the song, babe?
Okay, so here's Webb. Webb says, I actually feel it's not. I don't feel it's a bad ending.
Well, I feel like that should just.
But listen to his reasoning why, because his reasoning is actually pretty sound, but it also, I actually don't feel it's a bad ending. If we are freed from the chains of the past, the future's potential is infinite. That being alone is not lonely, it's triumphant. Well, obviously, the chains of the past would be any sort of deity in Ben's mind, because he's still pretending that he's an atheist or an agnostic or whatever thing he's doing to deny what he already knows to be true. And I'm not saying it about all atheist agnostics. I'm saying it about Ben. So don't send me an email and say, I'm talking about Ben. This is somebody I love and know very dearly. I don't know him that well, but I love him very much. Okay. So, yeah, like... I see that point, though. If you're looking at religion or whatever as shackles that help hold down human progress, then those last two lines are a...
Yeah.
It's a hopeful thing out into the future. Jambi, check your messages. Yeah, and the song is Yes. I'll put you in the band chat if you're down to be in the band. I'll put you in the band chat and stuff, and we'll have meetings and all that. Jay Dispirited is.
You still gotta send the videos because I have.
Jay Dispirited is the lead guitarist, so reach out to him on Facebook, and he'll put you in. Tell him to put you in the band page, and off you go. Okay. I loved this song, though. I love the way they started it. I loved what they were doing with it. I'm pissed about the ending, but I loved what they were doing lyrically. Like, halfway through the song, I figured out what they were doing. I said, holy shit, this is brilliant. So I'm very curious about this band because I want to see if they continue with that theme. Like, this is obviously Egypt. Do they go to the Norwegian gods, and then do they go to Christianity and then Islam and Judaism? Like, that would be really fascinating, like a song about every religion. So I'd like to see if that's the case. Did you show Ben Webb your new intro? No. You need to show it to him. Ben.
Yeah.
Ben, I'm serious.
I noticed that he was.
Let Amy email you because you're gonna need to go. Okay.
You're gonna need to go. All right. So what do you give this song, babe?
I give this song 9.64. I cannot give it a 10 because of the last two lines, but the whole song was great. It's a really, really good song.
You gave it a what? What did you give it?
I said a 9.64. I related to the end of the song. That's how my arrival to atheism happened. That's sudden and pretty anticlimactic. Okay. Well, maybe if you haven't, maybe that's how a lot of people feel. Like, maybe a lot of people feel like, hey, you just woke up one day and you said, man, I don't believe none of this shit no more. So from their perspective, they can relate to the suddenness of the thing. We can't relate to it because I'm looking at it as a work of literature. But it's not my lived experience.
Right.
I
see what you're saying.
I tried desperately to be an unbeliever for 2 years. I sucked horribly at it. Alhamdulillah. I can't post my email in the chat. Ben, do you give me another album downloaded? Holy shit. Ben, do I have permission to share with Amy your email? I think you're probably going to say yes. That's what I think. That's what I think, Benji. Benji, baby.
So there you have it.
There you are, dear listener. Having said that, love your neighbor. Love your neighbor. Take care of each other. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.
We just have to wait.
Oh, that was so fun. What a freaking show, man. What a really, really good show. 7 songs. You guys stuck it out with us. Thank you very much. All those who are tuning in later and weren't able to do that, it's all good. Yes, Necro, we were still on. Damn, this has got to be... I'll say this. This stream, I've said it multiple times, has the most downloaded songs and most downloaded records.
Yeah, I was going to say, people are downloading whole albums.
Shout out to Cesar Reyes. Hopefully I pronounced your name
we are open
correctly.
To whatever you want to do.
Yeah. It was long live Mexico, long live Mexico. Really, 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 really good job, man. Really good job. Good selection. Very risky selection. You did a great job. Really, really, really good job. And it's really cool. Fun. it's really cool to see smaller bands get the love. Like, people are like legit downloading, supporting the artist. You can't. What can you ask for from a DJ stream?
Right.
It had everything: talks, fights, conflicts, new bands getting love. I mean,
and plus,
it's everything.
I always like a good jousting session between Vin and I.
Yeah. We went raw with it. So thank you guys so much. Big. I gotta warn you guys now. Rest in peace to your ears. Okay. Rest in peace to your ears. But we gotta show some love for the big homie. Shout out to the big homie, Middle Earth. And he's gonna get another one.
Amy Lee is asking if she can post the
Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Salam.
guys. Is Middle Earth even still here?
Al-Rabi Malaykum Jamain.
Good night, Middle Earth. I don't see you still in the chat. Oh, there. Maybe Middle Earth is still
Really good job
There
to
you
Middle
go.
Earth. He got three DJ spins. Bam, 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 bam. That is really rare. Good job. Applejack, look, bro, get your folks out of there and live in peace, huh? That's how I feel about it. All right, guys, much love to all you beautiful people. Honestly, you guys are some of the best people all around in YouTube.